Tudo vai depender de vocês. E hoje eu tenho gema para sortear, só que nós vamos ter que lançar uma meta, hein? Fala aí, Caio Dias, muito obrigado, cara. Faço o melhor possível. Olha o loot que eu mandei aí. Passou, nem vi, foi mal, Gusta. Ok. Temos uma nova personagem no game. Lian. É uma mistura de Afrodite com Noir.
That was so hot it actually burned Nick down into
I took off all those clothes. I'm a whole new person.
Exactly.
I feel like a whole new person.
And we got Cret as a result. How you doing, James Horgan?
Doing pretty good.
Had a big, part to play in terms of bringing Lian, Scion of House
Well, really,
Aico.
it's the whole team.
Leon, excuse me.
Yeah.
But of course, when I have you here, so I want to talk to you a little bit about this champion. I mean, otherwise, we have Garrett all the time. Thomas is always here, so I like these guys. But no, man, I mean,
será que ela vai ser um sniper, a média distância, algo bizarro?
We know we wanted something medium to long range. Sure. We've got Tyra, we've got Victor. They're both the assault rifle type.
Saindo da jaula as tetas.
But we wanted to do like a slightly different take. And, one of the games that I always loved when I was a kid, Medal of Honor Allied Assault, right?
Oh man.
The M1 Garand, sort of that like semi-auto-ish repeating rifle. That's what she's got. It's a little old school feeling, but it's really cool. It's really strong, and I mean it suits her perfect.
It feels amazing. I've played it.
It's extravagant.
We've play tested it. It feels wonderful.
Lian.
Thomas, as we take a look at the champion here, we see the crest in the background. I can barely pronounce her title, which lets me think that she's from a very proper place, maybe a high class born damage dealer. I don't know, but give us a little bit of backstory and art style for this champion.
Yeah, so Lian is definitely highborn as it goes, and so she comes from a family that once had a large amount of power, still has quite a bit of power and money in the realm, and she's kind of taken it upon herself. Like she's the sole heir for this thing. She's taken over for her father. She runs the armies and basically sees it as her destiny
Sempre tem que ter uma teta,
her
né?
house to its proper
Aires, né,
which
cara?
is basically controlling everybody else. So she's
Anunciaram dois champs, campeão só. Essa mulher aí, sei de onde que ela é. Vai ser lançado hoje o personagem? Não, semana que vem, obviamente. Hoje é o patch note, semana que vem o personagem. Semana que vem o patch note é lançado dentro do jogo.
Comes across in almost everything she does that she believes that she is better than you.
Yes.
And she's probably right. So it's not just attitude, it's that competency that comes with it. It's all about her rifle, as we'll see with the kit, and as I'm sure James will kind of walk us through. And so she's got this beautiful jewel.
Me dá PC pra jogar Scion,
kind of rifle with a full crystal barrel. So if you've noticed, we kind of have this thing with crystals with weapons, right?
There's something going on there.
It's usually around power and how they harness magic and how they deal with these different things. This by far is our largest, kind of most ornate, grand crystal that we've put into the realm or shown so far with a champion. And so, and she kind of earns it. Like I said, she kind of stands ahead above everyone.
I mean, in terms of crystal size, this is probably, like you said, the biggest one. I mean, we saw in that trailer earlier that just that small crystal powers up, Bolt.
Well, it's also how you use it.
Okay, so it's not the size of the crystal.
It's both.
Okay,
it's used in both. And I mean, I think the big crystal is part of her attitude, right? Like, it's a long rifle, it's good at range, and I love how, like, obvious that is, right? Like, it's clearly something... You look at the gun, you're like, that's medium to long range. The red crystal, this is an uncommon skin.
Yeah, so
and it is beautiful.
Yeah, she's got
Vai dar coronhada nos inimigos. Que merda, já pensou ela dando coronhada na galera?
And then this uncommon skin is just phenomenal. just beautiful.
The red crystal is...
Você é
I don't want to make any
demais.
assumptions, but the bird that I'm seeing there, is that part of the symbol of House Aico, or?
It is. It's part of the family crest.
Okay.
The phoenix is represented there. It's also a sigil you'll kind of see within her abilities that you saw within her
E aí,
cards
John
as
Lucas,
well,
beleza?
that Nick and the 2D team has put together. So it's kind of a recurring theme, and it definitely is what represents her house, you know, which is what she essentially is doing.
Well, that's fantastic. And just looking at the other recolor here to finalize just her options.
Ai, cara, é meia hora mostrando a skin do personagem. Mostra o personagem em game, please. Ninguém quer ver a aparência de personagem, não, que ódio.
Was your intention kind of, you know, obviously overseeing Paladins here to make a champion that could fit in the damage role and really
E aí, Lucas Masterberg, beleza? Valeu, João Lucas. Não escreva em caps locks, galera. Tem gente escrevendo em caps, não pode.
Where does she excel?
Você joga PC ou PlayStation 4? Joga no PC, Gustavo Ribeiro.
It's not that full automatic like you were just talking about. Right. So learning that pattern, hitting those shots is a very rewarding experience.
And James, you spent a lot of time with the weapon, obviously. There's a lot of iterations. You know, you settled, I mean, I know what you settled on. Any reason you settled on it, the way you settled on it, why?
Yeah, I mean, we looked at a lot of different stuff. One of the
E aí, Davi,
and
God, na verdade. Salve, cachorro gameplay. De lançar uma campeã gordinha, com certeza ler mais.
Okay, well, there's recoil, so maybe you don't want to fire that fast. Maybe you want to take some time to aim and think about it. This character, it's about a 0.45, a little bit faster than Droxus.
And that's fast. And Droxus is pretty fast.
It is pretty quick. I mean, it's a rifle. It is not... It's semi-automatic,
Sim,
like
parece cabo de vassoura,
this is a very expensive gun. They know how to use their crystals.
Yeah, she's shooting it with one hand. I mean, this is like, she's either so strong,
she's
or this is, that's what the high class
out.
get. They get the one-handed rifles.
That's
which
right.
is like, they don't keep this for a normal
CrossFit.
Pilates, yoga. You have to do the
probably the yoga.
Exactly,
you know what?
the
She goes to yoga classes with Summer Cassie. That's what it is.
You got to do the extensions, and if you get a belly like that, hey, it's worth it.
That's right.
You guys are killing me.
Well, I'm sorry, man.
You know, I do want to talk about her personality a little bit, because the easiest thing about this character out of everything, and you know, there were definitely some stuff we had more difficulty on, like finding the weapon and how to do the semi-automatic thing the right way. I think we got a good result. It took a few tries to figure out what we wanted, but in her voice pack, the directed taunts, like when you kill specific characters, that was the easiest thing, because she just talks mad shit.
She does. Yes.
And she's open about it. She knows it. She's better than you.
Yeah,
and she believes it.
Yeah, that attitude by far, I think, is one of the things that carries throughout our theme. We wanted to basically, you know, our code name was Princess, right?
Sure.
And so, you know, we are bringing our princess to the realm, but she's not a pushover. She's not waiting to be rescued. She's not doing that kind of stuff. Like, she's leading the charge. And,
she's kicking down doors.
Yeah.
Mostre o gameplay do personagem, please, Hi-Res.
Oh yeah, the attitude that the animators have been able to kind of pull out of her and within the voice lines and stuff is just, it's awesome. So she's full power.
What's so interesting is that
Tô querendo dizer que se for homem pode ser gordo, mas se o personagem for mulher tem que ser... É a ditadura da beleza, né? Ok, parece uma caneta. Galera, dá like na live pra ajudar a divulgar, please. Não peço likes, mas dá like aí. Cara, parece uma caneta, velho. Parece uma zarabatana.
Yeah, satisfying. Yeah, this is a great job. You know, Davey from the concept side, all the way through Adam, who's our lead weapon artist, worked on this one, and then Daniel on the animation side. Like, they did a really good job of kind of selling this. And like I said, it's one of our for the rifle, like getting that to feel good with that pace of fire. And then one of the big things that we were talking about earlier is the expense of this, right? And then the crystal and selling the power for it. This is one of our first crystals that's not just focusing on energy, but it's actually
8 balas.
Focusing that energy and using a cooldown for that reload.
The way the light travels down the barrel and refracts throughout the crystal is it's amazing.
Well, just wait till you see the abilities. I mean, that's one of my favorite part. And the thing is, she's, you know, we've mentioned two things over and over. She's from this house, and she's got a rifle, and like that's kind of her thing, right? She's got this awesome rifle, and she knows how to put it to use. Let's take a look at the right click. And you can actually see this shot, it's sort of like, it's like an AoE shot. You're going to hit everyone in front of you, and just deal some nice meaty damage. And it's functionally, it's a weapon hit, right? Like, it's not going to headshot, but you're going to apply cauterize, you're going to apply wrecker. It's going to act as if it was just shooting your gun, with the exception of using ammo.
Now, you could even go farther back from at least what I've tested, and it's almost, is there a range to this? I mean, pretty much as long as they're in sight.
If you could shoot them, this will hit them too. Got it. Right? But the thing is, it suffers from the same damage fall off as your normal in-hand does as well.
But the AoE tag of cauterize still very, very valuable.
It's going to hit everybody, yeah.
That's great. And just with a right click, it seems like it can happen very fast, almost immediately after a shot. Have some burst potential there. Not a huge amount of damage,
we made sure to pace it so that there's some time before the shot and some time after.
Got it.
So it's not just like a flat burst, like Cassie, when you left click then blast shot, like that's instant. That's the same time. There's a little bit of delay, but yeah, using this ability for burst damage, that's bread and butter of the character.
Well, you know, James, I want to allow you to kind of speak about whichever you feel is more pertinent.
E aí, Manuel, beleza? E aí, Papanico?
Talked a little bit about the right mouse button called Valor. What do you want to show here?
Well, I mean, she's got a lot of great qualities.
We've
seen her Valor.
Skills, not
no, but like
Mandela
we've seen her
Canudo.
Valor, right? This is a right-click Valor. Let's talk about her presence, which extends far across the realm. So, young cameraman, if you could please walk far away from the victors for me, and then use presence.
Go for it.
O PTS não tá aberto, Felipe. Ele só funciona quando tá rolando o PTS mesmo, tá aberto.
Okay, try and hit it.
Ok, ele dá um dano em área com o botão direito. Pode, manda lá no Curse, o Rappel também pode dar uma olhada pra você, Papanico.
And it is long range, but there's no damage fall off. So this is sort of your snipe, right? There's a Kinessa sniping to you. You've got one shot to fire back. It's pretty good damage here, but it is a little hard to hit. It's got that little wind up on it as she powers up her rifle. And I mean, Thomas, tell me about this animation, these VFX, because it is magic.
Well, I think this is like...
Well, it's literally not magic, but...
Well, is it? I don't know, could be.
There's some magic involved. But I think like one of the things, and James hit on it earlier, is the rifle, the gunplay, right, is the thing thematically from a gameplay standpoint for this character. And so that's where a lot of our focus on the art side came in as well. And so what you'll see is this kind of escalation of the different shots. And so you've got the left click, you've got the right click, which has that kind of broader over the outside of the barrel kind of feel to help kind of sell what's happening with that. And then with this one, you're starting to see kind of like a bigger, broader buildup. And if you look, there's like a little like...
Esse é o botão direito.
...kind of thing that starts to form in there. And as we kind of go to some of the other abilities, I think you'll see that build up all the way up to our ultimate.
Maybe a little bit.
The other thing I do want
É o que o botão? Acho que é o botão direito, né, não?
This can also pierce enemies, which is something we didn't mention. But it can go, that's the right mouse button, that's Valor, but this presence can shoot through anyone that is getting hit by it.
So, you know, if there is a front line, granted it will not go through shields.
No shields,
it will hit the shields, it'll apply wrecker if you've got it, but it won't go through. But if there's a front line trying to physically block you to protect his Kinessa,
Então é o quê?
You're going to shoot right through him. You're going to hit that Kinessa anyway.
Mandei na sala VIP, ok.
A great kind of analogy you gave to me earlier was that this works kind of like Fernando's fireball.
Yeah.
So essentially it's going to go through, it's going to act the same way, it'll stop on a shield, it'll pass through the target.
É estranho ser o que, né? Porque você vai estar movimentando aqui, ó, com o AWSD e mirando com o mouse. De repente você tem que apertar o Q. Seria interessante se fosse no botão direito, né? Porque facilitaria a mecânica. Imagina você dar esse tiro em área com o Q. É algo bizarro, porque se você for olhar, a Tyra tem esse tiro de pulso no botão direito. O Soldado 76 do Overwatch tem o pulso com o botão direito.
Dash with an offensive thing wrapped into the whole effect of it. So if you do it and kind of angle left, I think we get the coolest.
Será que tem como configurar? Acho que tem como configurar, né?
Hold left straight and
okay,
press
you're
F.
gonna go into a wall.
Yeah. So go.
Sim.
There are many of you. Good.
O direito dela dá um tiro de shotgun. Então ela tem 2 tiros de pulso. O F dela é um dash, ok. Ela desliza. Então ela tem 2 tiros de pulso, no Q e no direito.
It all applies the same in-hand effects just because it's all this character's like super ornate like rifle is like the whole center point, and it just hits every ability like that and kind of plays off these weapon effects, these in-hand effects. Yeah, there we go.
Ela dá um dash, dá um tiro ainda, né?
That slide is so cool.
So cool. It's really nice. Like I'm a big Cassie fan, and so like this part of the kit I really appreciate. So it kind of makes me feel at home as far as my play.
Eu não achei graça nesse personagem. Vamos ver o Ultimate, né? Porque tudo pode mudar com o Ultimate. Mas
always firing, always shooting.
Everything that she does, I mean, the F, the right mouse button, and combined with her left mouse button, which has got a decent clip of ammo, is 8, does decent damage, decent fire rate. I mean, she can keep up the DPS quite often, and that is, I think, probably.
But you
one of her
gotta use
strengths.
it, right? Like you gotta use all of it.
achei um personagem bem genérico, pra falar a verdade.
She's a little balanced in that respect, right? Like she's got 3 damaging abilities so far, but like you're really gonna find your success. Bomb King's stoked. He's excited for this.
Yeah.
You're gonna find your success when you're using your weapon shots and your abilities in combination. That's really the meat of the character here.
Having
look at that.
Play just a little bit of Princess here and there. Excuse me, Lian here and there. I feel like the combos are a very big key to kind of mastering her, learning how to combo that damage, push targets down effectively, when and where and how. It's going to be a really exciting task for high-level players and casual players alike when she shows up in OB54. Of course, we haven't gotten to the final taste of what she's going to be able to offer us in her kit. It's the ultimate.
This is where she's like really better than you.
Okay.
Nice. I like that.
No
So this
Ela, em comparação com, sei lá,
let's just let it speak for herself.
Sure.
claro que eu não estou comparando as habilidades em si, né? A Ultimate dela é um dano em...
So 1 second delay, fire a big projectile that's sort of like the embodiment of your noble.
Achei um personagem sem carisma.
Yes, I would say exactly that. The
Eu não...
That's right. It's the embodiment of
Os últimos personagens são bem carismáticos até.
So here's the thing.
Mas
If you actually get a kill with this ultimate,
não
go ahead
curti
and
muito.
show us that. Okay, you got the energy cheat on.
Yeah. If you do take the energy cheat off, what you were gonna say is what? What does she get?
Achei meio sem carisma o personagem.
Ultimate, what's going to happen is you actually get a 50% refund on that ability.
What?
But,
Sei lá.
I'm just kidding.
Double down.
That's good.
Ela poderia ter uma arma diferente, habilidades, sei lá. Eu não sei dizer, eu achei que é mais um personagem meio que genérico, não curti. É ok, né?
So when she presses E, nothing can happen except her doing
fuck
damage to
you,
you.
For 1 second, you win the game.
So if a grumpy bomb
I mean, that's the power of nobility, right? Like,
I want to be noble. Can I be noble?
And look at that. So there's the 50%, right? And you're going to get that as long as you fire that shot. If you miss out, then you're going to have to do the full recharge.
So, I mean, this is such an interesting dynamic as well, because when you follow something up like that with a presence, I mean, you're talking about a good chunk of damage onto a maybe very susceptible group of enemies.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think like one of the things we've
Droga, chegou visita aqui, viu?
Ability is making sure that it's messaged properly, right, to the other people. And so if she'll fire without an enemy there, you can kind of see a little bit more of just the clean messaging. But she floats up in the air, right? Huge different stance, like you said, like as far as the one-hand kind of fire. You see the energy pull around her, and then that house crest, that phoenix, makes another return, where it is the projectile that's moving down across this. It is, playing against her, it is really, really obvious when she goes into this, and really hard to miss when that's coming at you.
Yeah, and that's where you got
Uma caneta com shotgun.
Right? Or, if you put up a shield, if it hits a shield, it's done, right? It's gonna do damage to the shield.
Galera, vão assistindo aí e me digam o que aconteceu na hora que eu voltar, tá? Rapidão.
Yeah, literally. With the counter.
If you're prepared, if you're ready.
And, you know, if you're not ready, that's kind of on you. But it seems like there's a lot of payoff for doing things the right way.
Yeah.
And a lot of potential kind of like, oh, man, I got to wait till I get all my stuff back. If you waste some cooldowns. And this seems to be...
missing your Q is heartbreaking.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to be really part of the intention of the champion, the high payoff if you're able to execute it well. But also, you know, making sure that people can't get the most out of her unless they really put the time in.
Yeah, well, you know, if you use valor, grace, and presence correctly, then maybe you can reach enlightenment.
Maybe you can. Is that the key to success? The three pillars of success, ladies and gentlemen, by James Horgan. Let's listen to the voice lines for Lian and see how the Scion of House Aico talks in the realm.
I had respect for you, Ash, but I've been wrong before. Lian, this is a battlefield. No place for you, old man. Go back to your books, where you're safe.
Oh, that's a direct taunt.
Valor, grace, and presence. I am an artist. The blood of my enemies is paint, the battlefield my canvas.
Ooh.
A solemn reminder, even great houses can fall. Tonight I dine in luxury. I don't know about the rest of you. Some lead with an open palm. I lead with a fist.
She's all business.
It's so interesting. Listening to that, I get the image of someone who is doing a duty, fulfilling a duty almost, to be